Hey guys, I'm Arthur and you're watching Dirt Hammers Off-Road Media. Today I got the hood up on a Jeep, not because it's broke, but because they're adding a pretty cool little accessory to the Jeep, and if you'll stick around I'm going to show you what that is. Okay, so what are we adding to the Jeep today? What it is, it's from Rockin LED, and it is a hood halo, or what is called a hood halo. It is a series or a string of LED lights. These are Samsung LED lights, pretty high quality stuff. And also a nice little harness with a switch, fuse link, and this is going to be an accessory that we're going to add to the Jeep. I picked this up on sale. It's like $49.99, and I think regular price is only $59.99. You're not going to beat 60 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever you end up spending to have this accessory on the Jeep to light up that engine bay. We all know how it is when you're on the trail, whether you're on the side of the road or the trail and it's dark out, or even in your garage when you raise the hood. A lot of lighting in garage is not very bright, but even raising the hood sometimes casts a shadow. This is going to make those trailside, roadside repairs at night a whole lot easier than trying to use a headlamp or having someone hold a flashlight. And even if you're just servicing the vehicle in the garage, this is going to be a great addition to your Jeep. Super easy to install. This is something that you could probably do within 30-45 minutes with very minimal tools. I'll show you what tools that you use, and just kind of give you a brief how to install this and some recommendations. Okay, so before we get started, we're just going to take a closer look at the components. Just spend a minute just highlighting those. This is your switch harness, fuse link harness. That's just got a couple connections on it. You have battery negative, battery 12 volts, and you have negative and positive here that will connect to the halo harness. You got a nice fuse holder here, 5 amp fuse. It's got some nice braid for wire protection. Water resistant, it's kind of waterproof looking switch, which is pretty common for most switches. And I'll show you where to put this at underneath the hood, but you got a lot of length here to kind of do some of your own ideas and your own customization as far as how you want to mount that. But I'll show you a pretty neat little idea I think that I'm going to do. Also, this is your LEDs, obviously. Couple things: do not cut this tie strap. Okay, these are specifically in this orientation for best mounting and for best light distribution. Do not cut this tie strap. Leave them in this configuration for installation. Okay. On the back, there's the 3M adhesive, which looks to be pretty similar to the kind of stuff that GoPro uses on their mounts. Stuff is really durable and tough. There are some small mounting holes here if you wanted to get some small machine screws and mount that. I don't think it's necessary, but you could do that. On the halo, the harness has got plenty of length and has got a nice protective sleeve over it. But you got plenty of length there, so you can kind of customize the routing. I'll show you how I'm going to do the routing. There's a nice little wire grommet here if you want to drill a little hole in the X brace in the hood. There's a grommet here that once you pass the wire through, you can put that little grommet in there and make a clean installation. Don Wilson also includes a nice little packet of some fuses, or one fuse, connectors, some spare connectors and ring terminals. Got his business card in here with all his contact information, so that's pretty cool. A couple other things you're going to need. You're definitely going to need a lighter or a heat gun. These connections here are the shrink tube type butt connectors, so once we crimp those, we want to just heat them up. So either a lighter or heat gun works. I recommend some kind of crimpers for the butt splices, so you're going to need those. 10mm wrench, little 1/4 inch drive, 10mm socket, ratchet combination, whatever you have will work. These will help us at the battery to connect the system. Paper towels and rubbing alcohol, because we want to clean the hood surface where we're going to mount this LED system, and I'll show you where that's at. We have cleaned and prepared this area right here. There's a nice flat spot right here behind the hood spring, hood latch right here. So it is actually the perfect, these lights fit perfectly there. That width of this flat area is the same width as this light assembly. I'm going to stick these up here like one assembly or one set at a time. give them a good press. Get these next two them lined up. Now that we got that installed, just make sure you go through. This kind of adhesive likes to have some pressure applied for a few minutes. Just kind of press and hold on some of these for a few moments, just to make sure you get a good bond. You can just see how it's mounted, give you a better idea of the actual location of where the lights are mounted. But that right there is the location of where you're going to mount these lights. One thing to mention is that the hood halo will actually work even if you still have the hood insulation up here. This will still work. You just may need to drop it down to kind of route your wires. But your hood insulation piece kind of stops right in here. So you got plenty of room to still have your lights installed here, and it's not going to interfere with it. Most Jeeps don't have this. A lot of guys take it off. Mine's removed. I got a poison spider hood louver that I got to put in, so that was going to come off eventually anyways. But what I wanted to point out is I mentioned the little grommet, and you know, that you could actually drill a hole in this X brace to run your wires through. But my hood, I have a hole here and I have two on the other side. I'm going to use this hole, see if I can't get this grommet in this hole, and I'll run my wire. You can see I already got it started. I'm going to run this through my X bracing, and I'll come out down here close to the battery where some of my connections, or all my connections, are going to be made. So let's see if we can run that through there and see if we can get that grommet to fit. Okay, so a couple things I learned a while ago trying to route this wire. I did mention this hole here. I routed the wire over here through this hole, went through the X brace. The problem is, one, this hole I would have to upsize it a little bit for that grommet to fit in, but two, the harness crossing across here, when I lower the hood down, that wire would rest right on top of the radiator cap perfectly, right across the center of it. So I wanted to change that. I do not want that wire lead sitting on that hot radiator cap. Eventually it's just probably going to cause a problem with the harness. So now what I've done, this hole here is not utilized actually in the hood, so I ran this cable. There's a nice piece of shrink tube here. I ran it through this hole. Actually the wire came here, so I pulled it out and then ran it back through, and now you can see it kind of right there. I ran through the X brace all the way down. See right here where I came out down here at the bottom of the corner of the hood, and this is where I'll make my connections. So essentially you can't see any wiring underneath the hood. You do see where the wiring is going into the hood, and then you'll see a little piece here where it comes out, and we'll figure out a way to attach that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my switch in location, add a flat blade screwdriver to your tool list, but there's actually a plastic piece here that's kind of, I think it's a little bit part of the battery tray that's right here. I got a couple relays mounted to it for my lights. I just took the one bolt loose here at the top, but I have my switch. I want to just gently take this plastic piece and just kind of pry it open a little bit and slide my harness down in there. Let's see. Put a little rubber boot back on my switch. And there's my switch location. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra wire here, just in case I ever need to let the hood all the way up. I have a light bar across the top of the windshield, so probably not gonna have many opportunities to do that, but I'm just gonna give myself a little extra wire. The best way to do that is to raise your hood all the way up and then see how much wire you need, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra wire here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this sleeve material off. Okay, so what I did is I just trimmed this sleeve back a little bit to give me a little more freedom with these two wire leads. I know I keep adding to the tool list. You need an additional screwdriver, flat blade, maybe a razor blade, but we're getting there. So this will just allow a little extra freedom to be able to crimp these one at a time. Nice little tug. Now we're going to take our lighter and a heat gun. I do have a heat gun, and that heat guns usually work better than this. They won't soot up the connectors, but it's fine. I don't even smoke. I found this lighter in my Jeep when I was installing the Armor Light flooring. Someone had to drop I found two lighters in the Jeep, so I guess the guy that had it before me smoked. Doesn't smell like he smoked in the Jeep, but I found two lighters. That was kind of interesting. You never know what you're going to find when you get somebody else's vehicle and you start going through it. Okay, so we got those sealed up nice and tight. Now one of the last things we got left to do is to make our connection of 12 volts and ground at our battery. So you see the switch mounted here. Might not be hard to see in the daytime, but it does light up. Okay, so that was pretty easy. You can see where the switch is mounted. I just gently pried this plastic piece back a little bit and slid the switch in here. I did manage to get all the wiring harness stuffed in behind this plate. I do have a little bit of cleanup to do over here. I'm starting to max out my accessory post. My Amazon cart, I've had some accessory battery cable terminals in there that have multiple accessory posts. I guess I just need to go ahead and order those so I can clean this up, get things rerouted. Okay, so just a couple things that you might need to know about the Halo kit is, one, the switch location that I put this. You know, there was an engine change in 2012 in newer Jeeps, so I don't know if that location is going to be the same in the 2011 and older. So use your imagination a little bit and figure out where you want to put your switch. You might be able to put it in the top of your fuse box cover, something like that. That could be a good location. You may want to put it inside the cab. I don't think that's necessary. That's a lot of extra work. It needs to be clean and simple, and leaving it underneath the hood I think is a really great idea for that. Also, you can hook this up to an S-Pod. I don't recommend it. And the only reason being is you want this tool to be completely isolated from any other system on the Jeep, because when you need this, you need it to work. It's either going to be dark outside on the side of the trail and you're fighting a problem, whether it's mechanical, electrical, whatever it may be, or you're on the side of the road and it's dark. You need this to be able to work. I always travel with a jump pack, so even if my battery got marginal or even it's completely dead, I can put my jump pack on there and I can work the lights. That way it's not tied to a complex electrical system that's on the Jeep. That way if there is some kind of electrical problem on the Jeep that's causing other issues, you want the Halo to be able to light up, see what you're doing, so you can make those repairs and diagnose the problem. So I don't recommend hooking it up to an S-Pod, but you can. That's going to be your decision. I like to keep it separate so it's simple and it makes it a functional trailside, roadside tool when the sun goes down. It's dark out, and now we're going to test out the Rockin LED Halo. How about that? That right there is some impressive light to light up the engine bay for any type of roadside, trailside repairs, or even just working in your garage. That's pretty impressive. You got a nice spread of light that covers the entire engine bay, but also does the surrounding, like a halo, a surrounding light out around the Jeep, around the front and the sides. So it kind of lights up a large area if you are stranded somewhere on the side of the road or the trail. Not only will it light up the engine bay, but it's doing a great job of lighting up the area around the Jeep just for foot traffic, stuff like that. Here's just another look a little bit closer. Brought the camera in a little bit closer and kind of looking down on top of the engine, or the engine bay area. Pretty impressive light. I'm gonna tell you what, this is for $49.95. That's a great addition to your Jeep. There's not too many accessories that you can buy for your Jeep that are in that $50–$60 mark, so this is really nice. Okay guys, so that's all I have for the video. Hey, make sure you like the video, subscribe, make sure you leave a comment below. I love hearing from everybody that watches the video. But make sure you check out Rockin LED. I'll leave some information down below. But this is a great accessory. I can't believe that it's well priced, easy to install, and it's going to be a great addition to the Jeep. Especially if I have any roadside emergencies, trail emergency, this is going to be a great addition. So it's a must-have. So hey guys, subscribe, like the video, and once again comment, hit the little bell, and hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.